Hello, thank you for being here today. I hope you're having a wonderful morning or start to your day. No yoga props today. We'll move really mindfully and slow throughout the practice, just taking some time to get into our body this morning. You are totally allowed to rev up the postures if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just come along and follow my lead. So today we're going to start in child's pose. Go ahead and bring your knees out wide, big toes together to kiss. Sink the hips back on the heels, extend the arms forward, and bring your forehead down to the mat. And when you arrive here, let your eyes close if it feels okay for you. And at first, doing a little mental scan of the body, seeing how the body feels here, if it feels comfortable. If there's any strain on the neck, you can slide a blanket or a pillow underneath your forehead. If there's any strain in the hips, you can slide a blanket in between the hips and the heels. And then begin to tune into the thoughts inside your mind. And notice what's coming through for you. And if you can slow down those thoughts. And along with slowing down your thoughts comes slowing down your breathing. Taking in as much air as you can on your inhalation. And letting go as much as you can on your exhalation. Staying for one more inhale here. And on your exhale, walking your hands over to the right side of your yoga mat. And the hands can come off the yoga mat, that's fine. And placing your left hand over your right. Relax your left shoulder. Relax the hip. Walk your hands back to center as you inhale. And as you exhale, to the outside of the left side of the yoga mat. Placing the right hand over the left. Relaxing the forehead back to the mat. Relaxing your shoulder, relaxing your hip. On your next inhale, walk your hands back towards center. And as you exhale, walk your hands back, lift your chest up. Gently bring your knees in towards each other. Bring the arms up and over as you inhale. Palms come together. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center in prayer position. Anjali Mudra. And take a moment to set your intention for class today. And your intention can be anything. It can be an offering of gratitude. It can be a dedication to someone. It can be something that you'd like your energy to flow to. When you have that in your mind, together we inhale breath through our nose and sigh out, exhale, let go. Blinking open the eyes. Walk your hands back out to a neutral tabletop. Planting the shoulders over the wrists, the hips above the knees, and we're going to start to move our hips from side to side. And pause here. As you inhale, drop your belly down, lift the tailbone, gazing up, lifting the gaze, lifting the chest for cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck round in, draw chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, drop the belly, lift the heart, cow. And exhale, tuck round in, chin to chest, cat. One more time, inhale, tilt the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, tuck round in, chin to chest, cat. Coming back to neutral. Curling your toes under, walking your hands back and sitting on your heels. Bringing your arms up and over. Big inhale. Exhale, side bend to your right side. Let your right arm fall, left arm comes over. Left shoulder draws back, gaze comes up. I know the toes are talking, the feet are talking. Let them talk. Breathe here. Inhale, sweep the hands back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, bring both arms back, center. Exhale, slowly plant the hands down on the ground. Come back, neutral tabletop. Sweep your right arm up to the sky. Uncurl your right toes. Sweep your right arm up to the sky. Roll out your wrist. And to the other direction. Open and close the fist. And then thread the needle. Bring the right arm through. Bending left elbow. Right ear comes to the mat. So you can keep your left arm as it is or extend it forward as if you're back in that child's pose. Relaxing the right shoulder as best as you can. Taking a few deep breaths here. And let the breath be the sound that fills this room. Tuning to the rhythm and vibration that's within you. Slide your left hand back to its original position. Inhale the right arm up to the sky, open the chest. And exhale, right hand to the earth. Inhale, left arm sweeps to the sky. Same thing, we're going to roll out our wrist. Every direction. And exhale, threading the needle. Bringing the left arm through. Left ear comes down to the mat. And you can keep the right arm where it is or extend it forward. Softening your body with each exhalation. Returning closer and closer to home inside of our heart. Bringing your right hand back. Inhale, pushing into the mat. Sweep the left arm to the sky. Big open chest stretch. And then exhale, left hand down to the earth. Walk your hands back. Sit your hips on the heels and then slide your hips to one side. Extend, bring your legs forward, crossing at the ankles. And if this is uncomfortable in any way, you can sit on a pillow or a blanket to boost your hips up a little bit higher than the knees. Bringing the hands onto the knees, we're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and then exhale, round in. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round in. One more time. You can come on back to neutral, beginning with some torso circles. So pushing your belly forward, opening the chest as you push forward, and then as you exhale, rounding your spine back, so hugging the navel in, rounding the shoulders. So moving kind of like into this cyclical shape, dynamic cyclical shape, as our spine wiggles and moves in every direction. Start to tune into the body and see how your body wants to move in this direction. Your movements don't have to look like mine, or if you're practicing next to someone, it doesn't have to look like theirs either. Tune into the rhythm of your own body and see how he or she wants to move. And then switch your direction. Same components, rounding back, pushing forward. See how the shoulders and the neck can get involved as you do this. So I prefer to teach this in a seated position versus a neutral tabletop. I think that you're able to get into your spine a little bit easier, a little bit more with fluidity. Take one more time around. Pausing in center. Reach up tall. Arms to the sky. Inhale, interlock the fingers. Exhale, flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Stretch the belly of the palms. Keep the fingers interlocked, and as you exhale, side bend to the right side. Keep pushing the belly of the palms outward. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Release the grip of the hands. Cactus the arms. Lift the sternum up. Inhale, reach the arms back above the head. And exhale, we'll plant the hands in front of us, rolling onto the knees, uncrossing the ankles. Back to that neutral tabletop. If there's anything you need to let go of here, let it go. And then we'll curl our toes under. Lift your knees up, push into the mat, and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. We're just going to take a few moments to get comfortable. So bend the knees a few times, pedaling out your legs. And then we start to create stillness in our first down dog. Grip the ground like a cat clawing at a scratch pad. Push into the hands. Feel your spine get nice and long here. If you feel like your back of the legs are restricting this position, you're going to bend your knees here as you lift your hips up and back. And really create the length in your spine. Lengthening the spine is more important than lengthening the legs. Stay for a breath in. And we'll sigh it out. Exhale, letting go. Taking your gaze forward, we'll walk our feet forward, bringing feet hip-width distance apart. Soft bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbows for ragdoll. And really let your body be heavy here. So the deeper bend in the knees, the more the belly touches the thighs, the more you can shift your weight forward and let your spine be long. Release the tension in the back of the neck. See if you can shake your head yes and no. Keep grabbing onto those opposite elbows and turn your body to the right side. So turn those forearms to the right. Bring your biceps up with the ears, and then as you inhale, lift up towards the right. Forearms come up, and then as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left, and exhale, come down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, rising up to the right. And exhale as you come down to the left. Last time to the right. Inhale, rise. Keep the biceps with the ears as best as you can. And exhale, lowering down. Switch out your grip, bringing your back arm forward. Biceps come back with the ears, so we're drawing our arms back. We twist left, and then inhale, rising up. Imagine that your face is inside of a picture frame here. Exhale, coming down to the right side. Inhale, rising up to the left. And exhale, coming down to the right. Last time, inhale, rise. And exhale, let go. Release your arms to the yoga mat. And slowly, slowly, we're going to round our spine up to standing. Stacking our head over shoulders last. And you can wiggle it out here. Let's go ahead and bring both arms up and overhead. Palms coming together, lengthen the tailbone down towards the heels, lift the heart up. And as you exhale, we'll forward fold. Once again, hinging at our hips. Crown of the head releases. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins, flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Release the crown of the head. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, upward salute, palms together, tailbone lengthens. And exhale, hands lower to heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. Palms together, lengthen tailbone downward. And exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folds. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. And exhale, hands to heart center. Last time. Forward fold. Arms halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Reach the arms up and over. Inhale. And hands lower to heart center. Exhale. And breath in. And let go on the breath out. Taking the hands behind the back. Interlock the fingers. Keep your palms together here with a little bend in the elbows. Roll your shoulders up by the ears and then draw the shoulder blades down your spine. Maybe your arms get a little bit longer here. Start to lift your sternum up towards the sky as you squeeze your shoulder blades gently together. Lengthen your tailbone downward towards your heels, keeping that core engagement. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, Forward fold, bringing the belly to the thighs, the arms come up and over, the crown of the head sinks down. Notice if your shoulders collapse forward, and we want to lift those pinky fingers. If they do, we want to lift those pinky fingers up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, release the grip of the hands. Sweep the arms up towards the sky, upward salute pose, palms together, lean back. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back to a high plank pose. Spread the fingers wide, shoulders are stacking over the wrist. Push back through the heels to help firm the legs. Stay for an inhale. As you exhale, lower your body down to the mat. Take your time. Uncurling your toes. Lift your chest, cobra. Shoulders rolling back, elbows in. Exhale, release down to the mat. And firm your legs. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back, elbows in. Exhale, release. Last time here, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Inhale to a neutral tabletop. And exhale to a child's pose. Hips back, forehead down to the mat. Take a breath in and breath out. As you inhale, we'll round our spine forward. Neutral tabletop. Exhale, drop the hips, lift the gaze up. And then as you exhale, push back, child's pose. So we'll move through this a few times. Inhale, undulate your spine forward. Sink your hips down to the mat. Lift the gaze up. Maybe your feet come off the ground. As you exhale, push back, child's pose. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, hips lower. Inhale, gaze lifts. Exhale, child's pose, push back. 2 more rounds. Inhale, nice and slow, round forward. Exhale, sink hips. Inhale, lift heart. Exhale, child's pose. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Breath in and breath out. Inhale to a neutral tabletop, shift your weight forward. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. An option to stay here or take a few circles around with the knee. Maybe about 3 to one direction. And 3 to the other direction. Nice and slow, honor your timing, move at your own pace. And close off the hips, step the right foot between the hands. Release your left knee down to the earth. Bring your right forearm on top of right thigh. And inhale the left arm up and over. And exhale, side bend to your right side. Pushing down into that right forearm as you take that nice little side bend. Bring your left hand back to center and exhale, plant the hands on the earth. Inhale, moving to a half split, pull your hips back, straightening your right leg, toes flex towards your knee. Shoulders roll back as you inhale, and as you exhale, let your elbows soften, folding over that straight leg. And half split. Ardha Hanumasana. Look forward, bend your right knee, take your right foot down to the earth, walk your hands forward, bring both hands inside of right foot. Heel toe your right foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat. Pause here in a lizard lunge. Curling your left toes under, lift the hips up. Lift your knee up, your left knee up, and then step your left foot forward to the front of the mat. Yogi squat. Sink the hips low for just a moment here, and then inhale, lift the hips high. As you exhale, sink the hips low, and inhale, lift the hips high. And one more time. Exhale, sink the hips low. Inhale, lift the hips high. And then as you exhale, heel toe your feet and hip width distance apart. Bend your knees, sink the crown of the head down. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms to the sky, upward salute pose. And exhale, lower hands down to heart center, letting go. Bring the hands behind the back. Once again, non-dominant grip. Outside finger in, inside finger out. Lift the shoulders up by the ears, rotate them back. Tall spine, lifted heart. Inhale, tailbone lengthens downward. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold, belly comes down to the thighs. Arms come up and over, crown of the head sinks. Inhale, release the grip of the hands, sweep the arms up to the sky, upward salute pose. Tailbone lengthens downward, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, let go. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back, shoulders back. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Nice and strong in the body here. Inner elbow spun forward, tailbone lengthening downward. Stay for an inhale. Lower the body down to the mat on the exhale. Uncurl the toes. Lift the kneecaps up to firm the leg muscles. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose, shoulders drop back, elbows in. Exhale, forehead down. One more round. Inhale, lift the chest, Cobra. Shoulders back, elbows in. And exhale, release down. Inhale to a neutral tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Hips go back. And inhale, round your spine forward. And exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, lift the chest. We'll just do 2 of these. Exhale, push your hips back, child's pose. Last one here. Inhale, round your spine forward. Hips sink, heart lifts as you inhale. And exhale, child's pose, push back. Inhale, neutral tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, and roll out your hip here. So a few knee circles with that left leg. Moving at your own speed. Switching the direction. Closing off the hip, looking forward. Step left foot forward. Drop right knee down to the earth. Bring left arm on top of left leg, right arm to the sky, inhale. And as you exhale, side bend to your left side. Right shoulder drawing back, stretching that nice side body here. And as you exhale, both hands come down to the earth, framing left foot. Inhale, half split. Walk your hands back, straightening your left leg, sliding that left leg forward. Toes flex back towards the knee. Heart lengthens forward as you inhale, and elbows bend and soften as you exhale, folding over the straight leg. And taking the gaze forward, we'll walk our hands forward, bending left knee once again, bringing left hand inside of left foot, and then heel toe your left foot outward towards the side of the mat. Taking a moment in our lizard lunge. Stay with your breathing. We're going to curl right toes under, lift right knee off of the ground, runner's lunge. And then as you exhale, step your right foot forward, yogi squat. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, heel toe your feet in, about hip width distance apart. Bend your knees, sink the crown of the head low, and shake it out. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Nice and slow, we're going to round our spine up to standing, stacking head over shoulders last. And kind of shake it out here. Okay, you're going to step your right leg behind you and turn to the side of your mat to a wide-legged stance. Toes come in, heels come out. Tailbone lengthens downward. So nice and active in the core. We're not pushing our butt out, so this helps to protect our lower spine. Extend your arms forward, bend at your elbows. Take your right arm, place it underneath your left for eagle arms, and you can bring the back of your hands together. You can give yourself a little bear hug, hands to shoulders, or you can twist at your wrists, bringing your palms together and pinkies towards center. So your pinkies are going to be off to the right. You're going to bring them towards center. Lift the elbows up, keep your tailbone tucked, look up. And then as we exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Letting the weight tilt forward, crown of the head sink down, and upper back rounding. Finding a little element of surrender in this posture. See if you can lift the kneecaps up, helping to engage the legs as you tilt your weight forward. Unravel the arms, release. Walk your hands over to the right side, bend your right knee. Lift your left toes up to get as low as you can in this posture. Your hands can assist you. You don't have to be super close to the ground. Enough to find a stretch in the inner part of the left leg. Pushing into the mat with the hands for support. Keep your chest lifted. One more time, breath in and breath out. Push into the mat with the hands, push into the right foot. Rise back to that wide-legged forward fold and inhale, bring both arms up and over. And exhale, hands to heart center. Extend both arms forward. Bend at your elbows. Bring left arm underneath the right for eagle wrap. So you can bring back hands together, hands to shoulders, or palms together. Pinkies come towards center. Tailbone lengthens under. Lift the elbows up, look up, big inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Finding this element of surrender in the crown of the head, rounding the shoulders. Release the arms, walk your hands over to the left side, bend your left knee, lift your right toes up, sink the hips low as best as you can. There is no right way to do a yoga pose. There's only the way that you do. Find the stretch in that right leg. We're staying for 3 breaths here. Good. Push into left foot, push into the hands, lift the hips back to center. Wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands out so your spine is nice and flat. And your hands are below your shoulders, just below your nose here. Shift the weight to the right hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm up to the sky for a twist. As you exhale, left hand comes to the earth. Inhale, sweep your right arm up to the twist for a twist. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale, bring both arms to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms, sternum lifts up. Inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. Tailbone lengthens under. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turn your left toes forward. Take a big step forward. And you can kind of shake it out here. All right. Step your feet out, toes out, heels in, hands to heart center. Nice and slow, we're going to lower our body down towards the mat, lower hips down towards the yoga mat, coming back to the yogi squat. Hands at heart center. Push the elbows into knees, knees push back into elbows. So a nice tall spine. So we don't want to round forward here. We want to draw the shoulders back. We want a nice proud heart. You will plant your hands on the mat. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, releasing your left knee down to the earth. Inhale, sweep your right arm up to the sky. An option to stay here today, or you can start to bend left leg at the knee. If you've got left leg bent, you can reach back with right hand, capturing the outside of left ankle for a quad stretch. This can become quite intense, so take your time. If you do have that bind, gently release. Lift the right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, right hand's going to come down to the ground. We'll heel toe your right foot over to the left side of the mat. And then drop your right knee down for pigeon. Scoot your left leg back so that your hips touch the ground. If your hips don't touch the ground here, that's okay. You can grab a pillow or a blanket and slide them underneath your pelvis to bring the ground closer to you. You can also use a yoga block if you have, or a paper towel roll works great as well. Find a nice tall spine as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to hinge at our hips, bring our forearms down to the yoga mat. And let's pause here for a moment and check in with your hips. So you want that right hip drawing back and your right foot nice, active, and flexed. You can also walk your hands over towards the right knee and a little bit of a diagonal as you draw your right hip crease back. And this might feel pretty good for some as well. You can also stay in the center where we were. You can walk your hands forward and bring your entire torso down to the mat. Stay here for about 5 rounds, 8 rounds of breath, 5 to 8, depending on how slow you're breathing. And see if you can slow down that breath. With each exhale, feel the softening in the body. So it's almost like an inhale, tensing up, and an exhale, releasing that tension. Inhaling love into the body, and exhaling gratitude for your body. When you're ready, we're going to lift our heart up, walk the hands back, curl your left toes under, and step your right foot to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. And you can pedal out your legs, move your hips. We'll take our gaze forward, bend the knees, jump or step your feet to the outside edges of your hands, sink the hips back low, yogi squat. Hands come to heart center. So doing a lot of hip work today. Hips are said to hold the emotions of the body. This is where we store all of our emotions, store our stress, store our love, store our anger, our jealousy. We store good emotions, happy emotions. We store sad, angry emotions here. And when we move the energy in our hips, when we stretch them, when we move them in dynamic movements, we get to shift that energy and release some of the stuff that's built up. Let's plant our hands down on the mat. Lift the hips slightly, step your right foot to the back of the mat, and then sink the right knee down to the earth. So hands are inside left foot. You're going to inhale, left arm sweeps to the sky. And this is a great place to stay. Or we start to bend right knee, and you can stay here, or reaching back with left hand, capturing the outside of the ankle. So if you notice a lot of things coming up in the hips today, that's totally normal as you move this energy about. And so when we release this energy, a lot of things can be released. Judgments, stories. We can send love out. What are you feeling on the inside today? If you do have that bind, go ahead, gently release. Left arm to the sky, inhale. Left hand down to the earth. Start to heel toe your left foot over to the right side of the mat for pigeon, dropping the left knee down and extending that right leg behind. So again, you can always have a blanket or a pillow underneath the hips or a yoga block. You're going to inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, walk your hands forward. And let's pause on the forearms. And sometimes forearms is enough to feel what's happening in the hips. Maybe you want to walk your hands over to the left knee, and that helps to get a little bit deeper for you. That's fine as well. Or you can stay at center and extend your arms fully forward. And so when I think about the energy that we store in our hips, I think about all the things that we've said about our body or said to our body. And I have a tendency to say things like, oh, my body part is doing this, my knee, it is hurting. And like, the body isn't separate from you, right? The body is you. So getting used to and getting acquainted with calling our body what it is, saying things like me or my body is doing X, Y, and Z, or my body, my stomach, my breasts, my arms, my head is doing this, and owning responsibility for our body parts. Sometimes when we take responsibility for these things, what's left on the other side is unconditional love, right? And we no longer pick and rip apart these body parts, but instead see them for who they are, us. They're us. We spend so many days, so many hours of our life picking apart, judging ourselves. And when we judge ourselves, we are also judging others. We are sending that out into the universe, because the way that we speak to ourselves is inevitably how we speak to others. So what do you say to yourself on the daily? Is it words of affirmation, kindness, power, love, compassion, forgiveness? Or are you worrying about things that ultimately don't matter in the end? How big your boobs are, or how big your butt is, or how small your belly is, or how thick your thighs are, and it's all obsolete. These are vessels that house our soul, that house our love for the world, for the planet, for ourselves, for our families. They do so many cool things. They hike mountains, they ride bikes, they swim in the ocean, they boat, they kayak, they run, they walk, they dance. There's so many cool things that these vessels do. Inhale, lift the heart up, walk your hands back. Curl your right toes under, step the left foot to the back of the mat, down dog. And we'll pedal out the legs, move the hips. And look forward, walk your feet forward, come to a seat. Bringing the feet together, knees open. And we're going to inhale, lift our heart. And exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. So I guess my point is, what are you saying? How are you treating yourself? And the way that you're treating yourself, is that the way that you treat others, consciously or subconsciously? What are we putting out into the world? What kind of world do you want to live in? Because it all starts with us. Every action starts with us. As you inhale, you're going to lift your heart up, walk your hands back, keep your feet as they are, and come onto your backside. So keep your feet together, knees stay open. And we'll place one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly. Yesterday, I saw I saw a sea turtle on the beach, and the sea turtle had a tumor on his throat. And there was a man standing there staring at the turtle, and he saw me staring at the turtle too. I was sitting next to the turtle, and he's like, "It's so sad. He has some sort of tumor on his neck." And I said, "It is so sad." And you know, we have to think about the things that we're doing, right? And the man started talking about, we can't do trash and all this stuff, and going to these really big global scales of the things that we shouldn't be doing. But in reality, the thing that we have control over is our actions. So it starts off really small, like buying a reusable water bottle, right? Taking one small step to helping the planet. And then it shifts from a reusable water bottle to a reusable straw to refusing silverware to using reusable Ziploc bags and so on and so forth. And that you become the ripple inside your own life where you start using more sustainable measures so that you in turn can be better to the world around you. And the same is true for love. The same is true for self-love, for self-talk, for compassion, and for forgiveness. Because if we can't offer those things to ourselves, to our body, to our vessel, to our soul's home, then how can we expect to offer those same virtues to those around us? Your entire life starts with you and ends with you. How are you contributing to a better place today? Stay for another breath here. Fill up your belly. Exhale, let go. Bring your hands to the outer parts of the legs and gently draw your knees in towards each other. And then bring your knees into the chest and massage your back. You're going to keep our right knee into the chest and send your left leg long against the mat. Give a little squeeze. Knee to the chest. And scoot your hips a little bit to the right as you draw your right knee to the left side of the mat for a twist. Right arm coming out to a capital T and gazing to our right side. As you inhale, draw your right knee back to center, scooting your hips to the middle, and then extend your right leg long. Inhale, draw left knee into the chest, give it a little love squeeze here. Interlocking the hands around the knee, squeezing the knee into the chest, chin slightly tucks. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left and then draw your left knee to the right side of the mat. Stay with your breathing, long, deep inhalations and slow exhalations. Go ahead and draw that left knee back to center, hips to the middle, and extend the left leg long. We'll bring both knees towards the chest. And wrap your arms around the legs, bringing the forehead to the knees. And I want you to give yourself a really big hug here. You're doing great. Some days may be hard. Some days may be amazing. But overall, you're doing great. And if nobody's told you today, then I love you. Then I did. I just did. Go ahead and extend your legs out and come into your final rest, your Shavasana. Let your feet go open like a book, palms to face the sky and eyes closed. Together, we're going to take a breath in through the nose and hold at the top of the lungs. So inhale, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big sigh through the mouth, let it escape through the lungs. And again, inhale through the nose. Hold at the top for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big sigh out, let go. Last time, inhale, fill up. Hold for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big sigh out, let go. Seal your lips. and allow your breath to return back to its natural rhythm. As you drift into this place of surrender, where the thoughts become quiet, where the breath is normal, and where we just simply relax. Shavasana. Begin to invite a deeper breath in. Wiggle your toes and fingers. And then slowly turn your body to one side in the fetal position, utilizing the bicep like a pillow. This is your opportunity in the fetal position to find a rebirth for a new day, a new way of life, a new way to speak to self. With your free hand, gently and slowly lift up to a seated position, holding eyes closed or taking a soft gaze. We'll bring both hands to heart center, recalling your intention for the class today and setting your energy in